Hey everybody, welcome back. I've got another video for you guys today. Today we are going to tear apart my solar powered hydroponic system, and we're going to tear out all the dead tomato plants and peppers, and I'm thinking about moving the entire system and putting it over by the aquaponics, and then I might switch it over to be an aquaponics Dutch bucket system. So we'll eliminate the hydroponic portion of it. At least that's what I think. So we'll see what happens as I go along and see if if it's not too complicated, but it should be all right. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys are having good luck with all your gardening and all your projects, and without further ado, let's get to mine on over here. So I'll take you guys, sorry about that, it was a little quick. So we got the Dutch buckets here. As you can see, I have a bunch of some dead stuff. Tomatoes here are they're just sending out suckers all over the place, so it's too warm out right now. Some more dead stuff, and then some of them I'm going to pull out. I'm not going to get rid of these. Like this yellow Scotch bonnet here, it's still a really good looking plant. It's really healthy and vigorous. Same with this Carolina Reaper, it's not dead, so we're going to salvage these two plants, and then probably this bell pepper as well, but then we're going to get rid of the rest of them, and I'm going to take these apart, and you'll be able to see what it looks like on the inside and how I did this. I've had these running for almost a year now, I think, and I've had zero clogging. So with the drains here, I've never had one clog and then overflow from the top. And let me put this camera up over here and I will show you exactly what I mean. So we're just going to pick one. We're going to start on this end, and we'll pull this one out, and I'll show you just what is going on here. See if I can move the camera. And then if you see here, these buckets aren't attached to anything, and then all I have to do is take the drain out, or the fill line out. See, the water's still running right now. We're going to just pop it in on this side over here for now, and then we can just take the bucket see where the line is right there, and we'll just pull it right out. There we go. That's it. That's all you got to do. So we will set up the camera over here somewhere. It'll stay. I think that might work. I've got my wheelbarrow set up here. So I'm sorry if it gets a little quiet. I don't have a microphone on this action cam, or external microphone, sorry. So we'll take the bucket, and we're going to reuse the grow medium that's in here. So just pop the lid off, get the string out of the way, and this one's actually got hydrogen in it. So we're going to add the hydrogen back to the aquaponics system because I've got perlite. You can't see it over here, but I have a giant bag of perlite that I just got. We're going to replace the hydrogen with perlite. So I think we'll just dump the whole thing out. I don't know if this will slide out or not. Oh, there it goes. And voila. And then there's the inside of the bucket, where the drain is. There's no roots or anything in the drain. So there was zero clogging ever. Just take the water and dump it out. It's dirty and gross. Maybe I'll throw it on compost. Alright, now we'll dump out the hydrogen, and then we'll be able to get a look at the roots inside. As you can see, the bag here, there's virtually zero roots on the outside, so the roots don't grow through the bag very easily. We should be able to just scoop the whole plant up and out of there, and that's it. That's how no hydrogen is stuck in the roots. Sometimes you'll get a couple of pieces, but that's it. That's as much as the roots grew on this little plant. And then I'm going to take this hydrogen and dump it back in the aquaponics system. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to go do that, and then we'll come right back. Alright, we got all that stuff dumped out. We're going to take the bucket, and I'm just going to put it over by the hose over here because I'm going to get them all emptied out, and then I'm going to rinse them out. And with the painter's bag, there's no damage on it anywhere, so we're going to reuse it. Towards the top it is kind of broken down a little bit, but if we're careful with it, we can reuse it. And if yours are torn up, you can just throw them away. They're cheap. Alright, so next, this one has perlite in it. And we'll do the same thing with this one. This should be a little bit different on the inside. So we'll pull out the painter's bag. Some of these bags are just falling apart, so I might replace them. And then as you can see in here, I'll flip the drain over and you can see inside there's no clogging in here. There's no roots in this water at all, hardly. Oh, there's a little bit. But that's about it. After about a 10 to 8 months or so, maybe a little longer, I'm gonna go dump this one in the compost bin. Alright, now we'll dump the perlite out. As you can see, some of the roots did grow through the bag a little bit here, but like I said, I had no clogging. So we'll just take the bag and turn it inside out, and then I'm just going to lay it down over here to dry out. And once it's dried, we can get the roots out. And then we'll pull this bell pepper plant out and we can look at the root mass. It's very small. And then we're going to reuse this perlite, but we're going to let it dry out first. So we'll check this plant over here. Grab another bucket. Here's one with a larger tomato plant. As you can see, the wind blew it over, so it was going to die anyways. And you can see the bag is starting to break down on this one, so we're just going to replace this bag. So we'll dump the whole thing out. And then as you can see in here, the same thing, no roots in the drain. It's completely clear. And then, yeah, this bag's done for. Look, I guess I got about a year out of the bag, so you have to replace them once a year. And they're about $1 a piece. Oh, there was actually 2 bags around that. Interesting. Oh, that's weird. I don't remember doing that, but I guess I did. No one else would have done it. So we'll toss that to the side and let it dry out. See the different colors inside. This should have a little bit larger root mass on it. No, it's not too bad. Get the string off of here and throw the string away. That's not going to compost very well. But there's the entire tomato plant and its roots. And there's some little dried up tomatoes up here that look like little green grapes. But there's not a lot of roots inside the perlite here, so that's good. I think I'll do the rest of them off camera so you don't have to watch. It's kind of boring. Alright, so I got the buckets pulled that I wanted to pull. I got the pump turned off too, so I'm not draining out water everywhere. And these are the 4 plants that I'm going to save. So I've got a bell pepper, a yellow Scotch bonnet, and a Carolina Reaper, and a lemon tree. So we're going to just take these guys out, and we're going to start dismantling this sucker. hold still. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to tear this apart and I'm going to start putting stuff over there. That's where I want to rebuild it. But I could change my mind too. We'll see what happens. I'm going to take a little breather here and then have a think about this, and then we'll come back. Alright, now you can see I got everything tore apart. All the plumbing's gone. The buckets are all gone. Filled up an entire wheelbarrow with perlite from the buckets that I decided to dump out and remove the dead plants. So now I've already got kind of an area that I'd like to place this, so we'll go over there and check that out right now. Oh, before we do that though, if you guys are wondering what kind of perlite I'm using, it's this stuff. And let's see, let me mount this camera up. So I wanted to do something cool. Something, not that anything I'm doing isn't cool, it's always cool. So let me put the camera up here, and then I'm going to do a shout out. But you have to be patient. Be patient. Okay, so I'll tell you guys where I bought this perlite from. It's actually one of the only stores like this that I know about. Most of the other ones have moved or closed down for whatever reason. But I bought the perlite at Sea of Green in Tempe. They're on 1828 East University Drive, suite number 11. And I'll put down their information in the description if you guys are in Phoenix and you're curious. I got the perlite for $17.99 a bag, and those are, I believe those are 50-liter bags. When I bought them on Amazon, I want to say they were $30. So these ones are pretty good price, and then the folks that work over there are really nice too. They're really helpful. They're really knowledgeable about the things that they have, and something that you should realize is when you're buying things online, you can't always get everything from Amazon. So I was talking to them about replacement parts for one of the pumps that I have that I couldn't figure out how to get myself because Amazon doesn't sell them, and the manufacturer didn't sell them that I know of to regular folks like myself. But if there's something that you need that they don't have, they could probably get it for you. Yeah, they're great. If you go in their store, check out the tilapia. They're freaking monsters. They're huge, big old fat guys. But anyways, to continue with the shout outs, I got a couple more I want to do. These are YouTube channels, so we're going to start with Isabella and Jaidyns Garden Adventures. It's kind of a long name, but I'll put that down in the description. It's basically a father and his two daughters that do gardening, and his young daughters. And they do a lot of really cool stuff. He just started his channel about a year ago. He's doing really good on there. But he gave me support on one of his live feeds, so I figured I better do the doggone same right back at you, alright? And then another channel, gosh, I'm subscribed to so many channels, it's really difficult to choose who to pick, who deserves more credit than someone else, so I'm just going to rattle off a couple of them. So, we got Farmer G, Homestead Projects, I believe. If I got your name wrong, Farmer G, I'm sorry. I'll put down the link with the correct information in the description for folks. He does all kinds of cool stuff. He's got build videos, he's got framing, he's building a greenhouse right now. I believe it's like a south-facing greenhouse, so it's like open on one side. And he's got a really cool aquaponics system that he built, and he has a little step-by-step on how he did that. As far as I can tell, all of the shout-outs I'm giving are to channels that are family-friendly, like my own. I don't talk about politics or religion. I don't use inappropriate language, usually. And if I did, it was, you took it the wrong way and you're dirty. Alright, so we're going to shout out another channel. Geez. Like I said, it's really hard to pick which ones. Let's go with the Sapper Gardener. Sapper Gardener, Mr. Sapper and his family. He's got a great garden in his backyard. He has multiple areas with a lot of cool stuff in there. And his stuff is, I would say, is family friendly too. He's a vet, so thank you, Mr. Sapper, for what you do for us, what you did for us in our country. God bless you and your family. Can't think of any more shout outs that I want to do right now. I mean, I could name off 100 that are really good channels, but we'll just stick to those for now. And yeah, let's continue on. So I've got everything taken apart in the Dutch buckets, and we've got a mock-up set up. So now I'm going to go off camera, I'm going to tear everything else apart, and I'm going to get it over there, level it out, and then start placing the buckets, and then we'll come back then. Alright, here we are. We've got the mock-up right here, and it is hot. You can see I'm just covered in sweat. But yep, I got the mock-up here. I'm not going to finish it all today because it's too hot. I'm going to call it a day. I don't want to overdo it. We'll bring you guys a little bit closer here. So I don't have it level or anything. Like I said, it's just a mock-up. I got the buckets over here rinsed out pretty much. You can see they're pretty clean for the most part. Some of them that have light coming in, you can see where the algae was growing at the bottom there. Same thing on this guy. Then you can see the drain. I got the drain mocked up, and the fill lines. Not sure exactly what I'm going to do yet from there, but that's what we got so far. Stand back and take a look. And then I've got the plants that are still alive. I have them over here. That way I can just dump water into them in the morning, and it will drain back out into the aquaponics. And they got a little bit more shade right now. Let's see what the temperature is outside. We're looking at 110, 112 in the shade. So yeah, there's another look at the buckets from back here. Yeah, I need to call it a day. Check out some of these cantaloupes. They're getting ready. That one's really big. Put my hand up there so you can see my hand underneath here. Not quite ripe yet. Still got that one little tiny watermelon. Still not ripe. Check out the corn over here. Check it out behind me. It's much taller than I am. So I think we will call that a video. I am beat. I am totally exhausted. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys have any questions or comments, pop those down at the bottom. Hit that like button. Click the bell button next to subscribe if you're not already subscribed and you want a notification each time I upload another video. If you find my content interesting and you want to watch me screw something up or make something interesting and different or find a solution. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, keep building. Oh, and if you stay tuned right now, there's a little bit of bonus footage. Just a little bit though. See how the fish are doing.